Have you ever joked around with your friends and said, I'll buy one if you get one? Well, if you have, this video is for you. This is my 2022 Triumph Bobber. And this is a 2025 Triumph Bobber that my friend Raul bought. We're gonna remove his old exhaust, clamp it from the, there we go. So when we were shopping for bikes, we actually joked around with each other, I'll buy one if you get one. So we both went to the dealership to look for Triumph Bobbers. And he ended up with this 2025 model, which is the beautiful gray and orange. And this was the only one they had in stock at the dealership, so I was B. So the whole time he had this bike, he would always message me saying, when are you gonna get yours? And that pressured me into actually going to the marketplace and searching heavily for when I found mine in Colorado. Now the phrase didn't end there. When we say, I'll buy one if you get one, I bought an exhaust and installed it. So he bought the same exhaust and we're gonna install it today. So what we're gonna do is actually record the whole process because I'm an idiot and deleted all my footage, but good thing that he bought the same exact one, and we're gonna remove his old exhaust and install the new one. And hopefully this video will be helpful to anyone installing an exhaust on a US release 2025 Triumph Bobber, because apparently the mufflers are not welded to the catalytic converter on this version, which is surprising because I've heard that 2025 and up, the mufflers are welded. So let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do, there are 4 clamps connecting the muffler and the headers to the catalytic converter underneath. So we're gonna loosen all those clamps to release tension from all the pipes. Now on the right side of the bike, what Raul just did was remove this bracket holding the exhaust together under the foot peg. This is actually all a cover, and it's not one piece with the exhaust because the header goes into the cat. So you remove this to make your life easier. So Raul just loosened the rear muffler, and now we have the catalytic converter clamps loosened. But before we could take this whole side off, we also have to loosen the header brackets. Remove it one by one because they overlap each other. Next, O2 sensor.
Twisting the O2 sensor.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Really?
It will come out, yeah.
There's a washer in there too.
Yeah. We'll clean that off too. So you want to remove this part first, and the header. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about that. Just unclamp it from the, there we go.
That was too fast.
So Raul was able to remove the muffler and the header all in one piece on the right side.
It's held by like 2 bolts.
Yup. So on the rear, it's bolted into this bracket from the bottom. And on the front, it's just the header brackets. So once you get all those removed and the clamps underneath, it all just pulls out of one piece. So now we are on the left side. Raul's gonna work on loosening the muffler in the rear, while I work on removing the foot peg assembly. Now it is tight, but you could actually reach the clamps with the right tools. Now that the lower clamps are loose, same thing on this side. We're gonna start with loosening up the header bracket bolts, and we're gonna try to remove this all in one piece as well. This was easier.
Okay. This is heaviest.
And now we have the exhaust pipes removed. This probably actually took about 5 minutes to do once you know what you're doing. All right, the next couple things we gotta remove are the foot peg assembly, because this bolt is blocked by the bracket that holds the foot peg. And we're gonna remove the cradle brace so we can get access to the catalytic converter.
No, it's too thin.
Maybe it's for the older models?
I think it's from cover the whole thing. Like.
Okay, so removing foot peg assembly. There we go. Now with the foot peg assembly out of the way, I could reach this bolt. But we are not gonna do it just yet. The next step is removing the lower frame. So what we need to do is remove these 2 bolts up here and remove these 2 bolts down here. Then when those bolts are removed, this whole lower frame comes off the bike. I do the bottom.
What is this?
That's to hold it in place, yeah. All right, so we got the frame lowered just a little bit. We're holding it on with one nut up here. And now that the frame is out of the way of the catalytic converter, we can start working on everything surrounding the cat. First, this heat shield has to go. And next, we remove this bolt to remove it from the catalytic converter bracket. Now that this is removed, one of the last things we need to do to get the catalytic converter off is get this bolt out of the way. Now that this bolt is removed, the catalytic converter can now go. The reason why we dropped the frame on this side is because there is a pin on the other side of the cat that we can't just pull it down. We have to actually slide it this way, then down.
That was too easy.
And just slide it towards me. There we go.
Holy shit, this is heavy too.
And now the catalytic converter is off the bike. The next step is removing the catalytic converter bracket. And there we go, catalytic converter removed, full exhaust system removed, and now we could put the frame and everything back together before we install the new exhaust. Pro tip, when putting anything back together with nuts and bolts, highly recommend use blue Loctite or blue thread blocker of your choice. Another pro tip, while the O2 sensor is out of the bike, highly recommend to just spray it down with some O2 sensor cleaner. So now the frame and all its components is back together, it is time to install the new exhaust. So from my experience with a twisted exhaust, it is easier to install the left side first while it goes across the frame of the body. So when reinstalling an exhaust to your Triumph bobber, just remember the orientation of the header brackets. There is this cutout right here where the O2 sensor goes, and we know that it goes inside like this. So just remember to put it in the right orientation. So we side loose, now we're gonna work on the right side and the rest of the exhaust. Which orientation do you want the nut?
Other way?
This is right side up.
Yeah, that's fine. Is that the easiest to reach? Yeah, right?
For me, it was. I like the bolt at the top because if it's upside down, the threads might get rusted from like rain and stuff.
True.
What?
All the way too?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's fine. Let me put this on first. No, not yet. I'm leaving everything loose for now until we get everything fully test fitted.
The bracket is in the middle, right?
Yeah. Hold it right there.
Oh, shit. One
One ugga, two duggas. There we go. All right, now what's next? We can start reinstalling the O2 sensors and tightening the header brackets. Another pro tip, with O2 sensors, I like to use anti-seize on the threads just so that I can easily remove it in case I need to service it. The last thing you want to deal with is rusty threads on O2 sensor bunks. Check out Raul's new twisted exhaust for the bobber. So if anyone's ever curious on how much the OEM exhaust system weighs, including the catalytic converter, I did weigh it when I did mine. It is roughly 26, 27 pounds. Now if anyone's curious how much this weighs, it's only about 6 pounds. So you're saving about 20 pounds right off the bat with just changing your exhaust to a twisted or a shorter one. With how heavy this bike is, that's a pretty significant difference. And now the moment of truth, let's turn it on. What do you? And And there you have it. These are the results of telling your friends, I'll buy one if you get one. We got a 2025 Triumph bobber with a twisted exhaust, and this is the matte color, by the way. He chose the matte finish to match his tank. And on mine, they actually offer a glossy finish, which I chose to match my tank. So I hope this video is helpful. It makes up for the footage that I lost because I accidentally deleted. I hope you guys end up getting the exhaust that you like for your Triumph motorcycles. Until next time, thank you for watching. See you at the next one.